Happy birthday Payday 2, and to a certain extent happy birthday to the Kknowley channel. This is the game that gave me a start with Musket the Day all those years ago, and as Payday 2 turns 10 years old, I can't help but feel also old, really. It's amazing to see the game still thriving today when the decision makers at Starbreeze aren't trying to directly assassinate their most beloved property with sweeping matchmaking changes, which have also seen some adjustments in the right direction as of today's update, number 239. As an anniversary update, of course, it's centered around another in-game event for Payday 2, which is a reprisal of the very enjoyable Piggy Bank event from last year, with a few worthwhile twists to keep things interesting, and a wider variety of maps to enjoy the event on. Personally, I'm a little disappointed that the guys haven't chosen to go even crazier with the event this year, given the magnitude of the celebration, creating something entirely new from scratch, but I can really appreciate the improvements made to this event, which is probably the best format we've ever seen within Payday. Not to mention, not only have last year's rewards returned, such as the exceptionally overpowered 8th anniversary Cash Blaster, a flamethrower-styled secondary weapon with a unique firing and killing animation, alongside an absolutely busted stat line, Starbreeze have upped the ante on the rewards, adding possibly the most requested weapon of all time to the game. More on the musket you see in my host's hands in just a minute, but first, let's take a closer look at this year's event game mode. Oh, and if you want to know more about the Cash Blaster, check out this challenge run I made last year detailing its absolutely insane power. So, as I mentioned, once again, Floyd the Dancing Golden Piggy Bank is back with a few new tricks up his sleeve. The event flow is similar to last year's on the surface. Find Floyd in an open space on each heist, kill cops to earn piggy bucks, and then return them to the pig in order to fill his coffers and grow his girth. Level him up after enough bags have been thrown in. In total, he has 5 levels, with each requiring more bags to progress through, maxing out at I believe 300 for the largest size and reward. You then have to remember to smash the piggy bank, as sad as it might seem, to receive your true reward at the heist complete screen, with level 5 on Mayhem difficulty earning almost 5.5 million experience, in addition to the usual XP gained upon completion, as well as 7 extra card drops that also includes a bit of a cash injection and continental coins. Playing solo, this still took almost an hour and a half, so isn't the most efficient XP farm, especially without the double XP bonus we had last year, although I'm uncertain if that will actually return to provide us with the perfect opportunity to grind for that infamy 100 milestone before Payday 3 lands. Where things have changed massively in this event are the in-heist bonuses we get for each tier of Piggy Bank. From the first bag to reach level 1, you'll receive a single boost to make the bank filling process easier. That could be faster drills to get you through the heist itself, or something like increased bag movement speed, which massively increases the speed at which you'll pick up and carry loot bags around the map. From there, every level you'll get 1 or 2 more randomized boosts to improve your heisting abilities. These range from increased bag throwing range to special ammo, turning any weapon you're using explosive, or even ricocheting headshots, allowing you to wipe multiple cops off the map in a single shot. There are dozens of really powerful boosts you can enjoy in this game mode, and I recommend trying it out if just to experience them all, as it will make for some seriously unique heist experiences. They're all categorized into either utility, damage or defense boosts, and every one can be a ton of fun to experiment with throughout. In all honesty, I think they might be a little overpowered, with the damage reduction boost seemingly making me damage immune on this Shacklethorn auction heist, but that's exactly the sort of curveball I needed to sink my teeth into Payday 2 heisting again. They also facilitate the bag moving elements of this event, which can get tedious over a long heist, making everything flow much more smoothly this year, and meaning if you're playing in a team you can actually fill up the pig much faster this time around. Not to mention, you're also able to speed up the rate at which you can earn bags to secure now. As it was last year, you need 10 body shot kills or 5 headshot kills with a regular weapon to get a bag to drop, or just 5 Cash Blaster kills for the same effect. However, this time around, we have access to 2 new anniversary weapons, which drop bags on just a single kill every time. With things getting this much easier to complete, the cops also need a way to fight back, which comes in the form of the Warthog, a bulldozer-type special enemy who is exceptionally resilient, packs a powerful flamethrower, and can throw out Molotovs for good measure. I'm fairly certain this is a creative use of the Yufu Wang boss fight from Mountain Master. I'm sure the Warthog would pose a threat to us if it wasn't for the nature of one of those anniversary weapons, which is exactly where this event and update gets real juicy. Yep, the highly requested musket is now in Payday 2, and oh boy, does it pack a punch. So much so, I've even created a DSOD difficulty build with it as the centerpiece if you'd like to learn more about it. Essentially, it does 10,000 base damage, takes over 10 seconds to reload, and appears to have an internal modifier that allows it to one-shot all dozer-type enemies, the Warthog included. The reload animation is about as crazy as you might expect, so go digging for reload buffs as soon as possible because this thing is absolutely going to be a viable utility tool for any secondary weapon focused build. Hell, your heister will even stand to attention with it in the menus. It's a really fun and well-deserved addition for those of us still enjoying Payday 2 this late into its lifespan. Alongside it in the anniversary weapon category is the hammer. Yep, that's Floyd on a stick for your melee slot. What more could you really ask for? The little guy even dances around here. Whilst its stats appear completely underwhelming on the surface, it gets a 75% damage buff against special enemy types, has, based on my testing, roughly a 5 to 10% chance to one-shot anything it hits, and if it doesn't do that, it will at least tase or poison the cop hit regardless. In other words, it's completely busted and held back only by a less than stellar swing speed. Ignoring the balance of these weapons within the meta, what I can tell you is that they're a lot of fun to use and mess around with, although I'm yet to receive any confirmation as to whether they're staying in the game after the event ends, so be sure to let the devs know how much you're enjoying using them too if that's the case. It's always a shame to see the back of these event weapons, so I'm on the side of keeping them around for good this time. Of course, these anniversary weapons are also amazing in the Piggy Bank event mode, instantly granting Piggy bucks upon kill, so should remain within whatever build you're using if you plan to grind this out. I've tried a fair few strategies to min-max the potential experience gain at this point, and have generally settled on an infiltrator build of all things to try to really speed up bag securing. This is because it allows the hammer to one-shot most enemy types even on Death Wish difficulty, and all the damage resistance it offers pairs really nicely with the damage resistance boost that can be obtained on any heist, turning you into an almost immortal pig-wielding madman. The final build looks something like this, running the Flintlock Freddy Musket alongside the Cash Blaster to melt dozers and regular cops alike, whilst they become impossible to keep down thanks to Iron Man aced, Messiah aced, and Frenzy aced. Remember, you're going to want to pivot away from traditional high difficulty builds during this event to take full advantage of all the crazy boosts the Pig is going to be throwing your way. Of course, feel free to use whatever works best for you and results in you enjoying the event to its fullest, but I generally recommend Mayhem or Death Wish difficulty for any experience focused attempts you might make, as well as small maps with consistent spawns such as Shacklethorn Auction, where it's much easier to quickly rack up kills and even take down cops within the Pig's radius to save you messing around throwing them in. Also, Boiling Point isn't a bad shout as you can run it on Death Sentence for additional rewards, whilst the cops will never scale up to Death Sentence damage due to a quirk within the Russian Task Force units. Just keep in mind, this build doesn't have a whole lot of options up against snipers on the escape. Of course, you can expect more rewards outside of just experience and cash from this event. There are also a set of side missions that require both individual and community milestones to be reached. As ever, these will remain accessible post-event end for anyone concerned. 18 million bags will need to be secured in total by the community to gain access to everything, but I'm sure we'll knock that out in just a couple of days. These rewards include the conceptually awesome Kintsugi Crew Mask, which combines all 4 original Heister mask designs into one via golden lacquer, the Flintlock Freddy in its bayonet in all of its one-shot killing glory, a new tactical BDU suit variant using digital camo, an awesome new Dragon Bomber variant with this black and gold motif, as well as the monstrously powerful hammer melee weapon. The Teddy Moo Mask, which has been a long time coming after its initial appearance on No Mercy, alongside the Piggy Bank Mask, which acts as another fitting tribute to Floyd that remains accessible all year round. The Golden Rule exclusive set for the Shimano 88 and its Akimbo varies, which is interesting in that it simply applies a new look and buff to this weapon without locking it out of any of its other attachments, as well as the Red Rover for the Deagle, although it isn't yet available in Akimbo, providing a nice new look and stat boost but locking you out of your magazine and grip attachments. The Cash Blaster is unlocked via these challenges, which remains probably the strongest weapon in Payday 2 full stop, with its re-addition in this update. The Criminal Minds Mass, a set of 4 coloured fedoras for Milady, and the Gangster's Paradise suit pairing up with 4 different variants that will have you feeling like a Boondock Saint. And finally, the Tiger's Claw and Tiger's Dream gloves, a pair of recolours for the infamy locked Tiger Stripe glove. My guess here for at least a few of these rewards is that they're unreleased cosmetic concepts that haven't made it into previous updates or DLCs. It does feel a bit odd getting them all dumped on us in one go here, but even so, I like the luck of almost everything newly added and think their additions are absolutely worthwhile. Of course, this likely being the final update to Payday 2, at least before Payday 3 comes out in just over a month, we had to receive the final lost tape in it. This one takes place on Hoxton Breakout, centered around the FBI officers, and sets up more of the narrative of Payday 3, with the addition of a new character, one Agent Stone, for me to theorize about. And I've done exactly that within my Lost Tape review video, which for once is ready on time and available for all patrons to watch, before going live to everyone else later this week. One brilliant addition to the Lost Tapes though is that even if this lore stuff doesn't float your boat, there's still genuine value in finding all 4 of them. That's because a new mask, the Clown Bite, has been added and will be unlocked after listening to all 4 of the tapes, alongside the new Surveillant outfit and playback gloves, for those of you who want to channel your inner Payday conspiracy theorist, like I have been doing for the past few years. Whilst we don't generally get full patch notes going into an update like this one beforehand, I have had a glance through some of the recent fixes and improvements to matchmaking, as that is obviously still the most important feature that needs to be properly addressed within Payday 2. While still untested, I'm happy to see there seem to be some network errors and disconnection issues being fixed, alongside improvements to make playing with friends or join via lobby codes easier, although these methods are still cumbersome as all hell. It's baby steps, but we're slowly getting back to where we were prior to Epic's Crossplay Edition. On that note, this might be it, Payday 2's final update. I'm surprised we look to be ending on an odd number, unless they plan for an update 240 I'm unaware of. This looks to be the state of Payday 2, leading into Payday 3's release next month. It has been a wild ride for me and so many others that I'm happy to have been able to share with you guys all the way. As you know, I'm dedicating myself to keep doing what I have been doing with Payday 2 for Payday 3 for as long as I possibly can, so here's to another 10. I'll see you all when I'm 36 and see how this one aged. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I have a few extra Update 239 videos on their way shortly after this one, so stay tuned. I'll see you all very soon. A huge thank you to my dedicated Patreon backers. If you want to join this crew in going infamous, check out the link below and pledge as little as $2 to see your name in the credits, or get 24-hour early access to future videos and vote on upcoming content. Take care, I'll see you all soon.